For this goal or no goal, we're going to be covering the initial thought to be overtime winner from Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Final. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan. If you hear some background music, it's because I'm currently recording this in my car. Me and Carter have both been very busy, as you've seen from our channel. We've been doing a lot of live streams and mostly just a lot of work. We've both been working like 8-hour to 10-hour shifts. Not ideal, but hey, gotta make a living. So let's talk about this. And I know what you're thinking, Zach. The Florida Panthers won in overtime anyway. Why does this matter? Well, what does it matter? Because this game makes history. This becomes the longest game in Florida Panthers history, I believe, and the longest game in Carolina Hurricanes history. And it becomes that because this goal doesn't count. Ryan Lomberg thinks that I think he scores the goal here, but I forget if he scores the goal or the guy going into the net. And right now, for the record, I'm not going to check. Here's the main point of contention. Oh, yes. Lomberg thinks he scored here. And White goes into the crease. And early in first overtime, very early, under 3 minutes in, chance on net. Anderson can't get back to the post. And Panthers think they win in overtime. They celebrate all that. And on the live stream, I even said, let's hang on here before we clock out. The Hurricanes aren't leaving the ice at all. They are looking at this. It gets automatically reviewed by the Situation Room in Toronto. You don't need to use a coach's challenge for this, which is something I like actually on all overtime goals. It's great. It's very good. It's a good system to have. So what happens is White goes into the crease and Anderson originally pushes to the right and gets caught on White here. And what's important to note is people are saying, well, Drury doesn't let White out of the crease. Now, here's the thing. The Carolina Hurricanes player doesn't need to necessarily let the Panthers player out of the crease. All he has to do is not keep forcing him into the crease, because the Panthers player goes into the crease on his own free will and his own decision. It is his independent decision to go into the crease, which is, remember, the goalie's area. If you disrupt the goalie in the goalie's area, the goal can't count. And even though Anderson originally pushes the wrong way, he is disrupted in his movement by White going across the crease and making contact with him. Is Drury boxing him out? Yes. However, White initiates contact with the goalie on his own free will by taking that independent decision to go into the crease. And is there a lot of movement? Not a lot. However, it disrupts the motion and never lets Anderson fully get back to a set position. He never has time to reset. Therefore, he kind of desperately has to push awkwardly to the left side and doesn't make it in time to stop the shot. While you can argue it's not a lot of contact, I'd argue it is still the right amount of contact to necessitate whether or not he stops this puck. I think if there's no contact, he makes the save easily on Ryan Lomberg, gets the whistle, and we play on. Now, why is this necessarily bad for the Hurricanes? This is honestly bad for the Hurricanes, arguably. You arguably want this goal to count because, let's put it this way, if the Hurricanes lose in the first overtime, oh well, get right back to it. But if you lose in a fourth overtime, you are gassed. And now it's cut into your respite for some of your players. It's notable that a lot of games that go to late overtimes, teams usually struggle to get their wins back the following game. It usually takes a Herculean effort to get back in the series. It takes a hard type of reset. They end up playing 2 full games with 3 periods full of overtime and an extra just to get the game solved. And Matthew Tkachuk scores the winner, so it doesn't really matter. In hindsight, it probably would have been better for the Hurricanes if they had just lost in the first overtime, but oh well. At the end of the day, this is the right call, totally goalie interference, and the game goes on for 3 more hours and makes history. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know down below in the comments if you agree or disagree. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and we'll see you next time.
Connor, you'll stretch the top for Connor and score! Pierre